Peace. Welcome to Alchemy Soul, a space for honest conversations about transformation, spiritual awakening, and the messy, messy process of becoming who you really are. I am your host, Marquita, and I am super grateful to have you all here with me today. You guys, honestly, I'll just be real with you for a second because I have no desire to be anything but real. But yeah, I don't have like a subject. And I'm trying to think these past few weeks, have I had a subject? I think last week I did come with an intention. Probably for the last couple of weeks I came with an intention. My intention always, of course, is just to show up and be authentically myself and kind of just allow myself to unmask and to share with you all like some of the lessons that I have been experiencing and processing. Um and just to, just to give platform to my story and to the things that I'm experiencing along my journey and to create community. I have so many things that I could talk about. That's the fun part about it, but it's like sometimes it's just like it's best to just start talking, and it's best to just sit down and kind of ramble and then allow the message to form as you are doing so. And I'm not A type when it comes to this, which is crazy because I used to think that I had to be really like super regimented and super organized and like making sure that my message was developed with clear like points and with clear like messaging, like bullet points and topics of discussion and all of that. Because of course I've listened to plenty of podcasts. But I've listened to, podcasts that were super like orderly, and I've listened to podcasts where they literally just be right, just being there shooting the shit. You know what I'm saying? And just having normal conversation, and that is the kind of energy and community that I wish to create. I just don't have a desire to like be super scripted when it comes to anything in life, like anything. I just want to be myself authentically, and I think that it's coming out like this so much now because for a long time, like I just was not okay with who I was. Like I was not comfortable in my truth. I tried to filter myself so many times so that I could be more relatable to other people, so that I could be more understood by other people. Like I would just filter like myself, would filter my speaking. I would filter my the way that I speak, like the way that I articulate myself. I would filter myself, try to filter myself, and like trying to make it more, what is the word that I want to use for that? Make it more surface level. I'll say that. I would try to make whatever I was saying more surface level to the person that I was talking to, when really, like, it's really, really hard for me sometimes to explain myself at the surface level. And it's so interesting. Like, life is just really interesting because I'm in this group, and I mean, you'll hear me talk about, this group a lot because I'm a part of it, and it is such a very, very important part into my life, and just has helped transform me and shape me in the past few months in a way that I could not even like, man, it has just helped me. Like, I can't even explain it. It's just helped me like accept myself. It has helped me learn to embrace my truth and my authentic self, and so on and so forth. But I'm in this group. It's called the Wellness Community. Shout out to the Wellness Community. Shout out to the Queen Poe. It is her community, and I love her and I love them down. I'm always going to give her and them, the community, their flowers because, baby, listen, I came into the community, I want to say last October, and I had been following the Queen Poe since like June 2024, but I never joined her community. I would just always listen in on her like new moon and full moon videos, and of course, as you continue to consume content on YouTube, like they continue to suggest videos, and so she'll just be like playing in the background of like whatever messages I would be listening to for the day. So if I started out with Abraham Hicks, it'll do a whole bunch of Abraham Hicks, and then there you go, a Queen Poe video just dropped in, and it'll do stuff like that. And so y'all know how YouTube go. But I am in this community, and last night we had a conversation. It's so many points that I can pull from this conversation, but she was trying to get us to articulate ourselves. I'm not going to say me specifically because I didn't speak, but she was trying to get us to make it plain. She was trying to make us articulate ourselves in a way of like making it plain, like just making it more like clearer to whoever, and it like dumbing it all the way down essentially. So that even a kindergartner could understand what they were saying. And I was thinking, even though I didn't speak, I just was thinking like, can I do that? Like, and do I even want to do that? Because I do think that sometimes what makes people very unique and very, um just unique and authentic is the people who don't have the capacity to dumb it down. And I get that she's trying to allow us to see both ends of the spectrum and to help us kind of not make it so complex that the next person can't understand. However, I do think that in a way, like, I just don't think that everybody can do that. And I don't know if I am one of those people who can do that, or if I'm just lazy and don't want to do that, or if I just want to be in, community and spaces where people just understand me. They just understand what I'm saying. They just get it. And I think it's probably, the last one, to be honest. I think it's just that I just want to be in spaces and community where I am understood. And it's so important, as I am continuing to develop my voice and continuing to develop like this strength of like communicating, that I'm just being myself, and just being authentic, because I do think that there are a community of people that are just for me, right? Like, I think that there are people that are just for me, and they are going to understand what I am saying no matter what. And even if, it takes off, and, next thing you know, I'm sitting across from Oprah. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that is a desired goal of mine. Even if it takes off and Oprah got my book in her book club and we sitting across from each other and having a conversation, I am 100% confident that whatever I am saying can be received by Oprah and a whole bunch of other people. You know what I mean? But what I would say is that I where I came from, right? Like where I came from in my background, and just what I feel about, like, I guess some people in my family. I'm not gonna say everybody. I would just say like just a good portion, good portion of the people. It's like I don't know if I've just never been able to relate. I haven't been able to relate. It's not like that I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like I can understand, but I can't relate. And I think that a lot of people cannot relate to me. And I have truly like learned to kind of lean into that. Of course, I don't want to be, too far from reality that people are not able to relate, but I'm not, right? Like, I'm not. It's just that I have a very unique and very, um, I guess you want to say niche mindset and niche way of living. I don't subscribe too much to the belief system of like, um, what do you want to call it? I don't subscribe too much to the belief system of pessimism or maybe even realism, if that's those are the words that I want to use. I don't really subscribe to realism or to pessimism. Like I'm a very optimistic person. And I don't allow myself to be in community with people who are dead set on seeing the negative in every situation without also seeing the positive. I don't allow myself to be in community with people who won't do what they need to do in order to understand themselves to create, the best life for themselves. I can't be in community with people who are not okay with the fact that I am going to push you to reach for more, right? Like I'm not a person that can be in community with other people that are just stagnant or that are just woe is me. Like it I just can't. And so because of that, I have found that I have become a loner. I have become a loner. I want community, but I also don't want to feel the need that I always have to constantly be fixing people. Like I don't want to feel that, like I don't want to fix people. Like I just want to live in my truth and live in my reality and align with the people that understand why I go after things the way I go after things. It's so important. It's so important. And I don't know, it does not make me detached from a reality. It just makes me in, in a very, particular way, like living a very particular life. Like I'm about to move out of the country in less than 7 days. By this time next week, the next episode that comes out, I'll be in my next country. And I don't have any plans or intentions on, living in this country again. I don't have any plans or intentions on it, not for a long period of time anyway. And so it's just growing up, I feel that I had to filter myself. I feel like I had to dumb myself down. And I would say that it didn't change until when did it change? It just recently changed, y'all. I would say it probably didn't change until 2024. Maybe 2024 is when I finally accepted, like, yo, you either gonna get with it and gonna try to understand me, and you're gonna try to love me, and, you're gonna be okay with the fact that, I'm pushing you, or you're gonna get on. Honestly, I mean, this might sound crazy, but I really don't like people who stay stagnant. I really don't like people who don't reach for more. And I think that's crazy. I mean, it's not crazy, but it's just crazy because I'm thinking about a particular person right now in my mind. Like, yo, you don't want more out of life? Like you got quite a bit of kids. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. It's that sounds a little judgy. I am a little judgy, y'all. Like, I can be a little judgmental. I'm a Virgo. I'm very much so aware of who I am. But our judgments is rooted in like love of like, I see you. I see that you can be more. I see that you can do more. I see that, you can have more. And I just think that everybody should want that. But not everybody wants that. And so, do I allow people to be in circle and community with me and being stagnant? I would feel that it would make you uncomfortable. I think that it would make people uncomfortable. I wouldn't want to, be stagnant and be in a community with people who are constantly progressing and constantly reaching for more and constantly, dreaming a dream and living a dream. Um, I also feel that there is another part to it as well, because we go through things in life, right? Like, not every season of life is meant for working towards goals. Not every season of life is meant for, you know, dreaming a dream or whatever the situation may be. Like, I've had seasons of rest. I've had seasons of learning that I needed to rest. And in those points in time, I guess anybody could have come along into my life and would have been like, yo, what you doing? You say you want these things, but you being stagnant, and they could have seen it like that. So now that I'm talking through it, I do think that there are seasons where, you are less likely. Sorry, I swear to God, I think I just heard some gunshots. See, this is why I'm getting. This is the exact reason why I am getting out of this place. I want to feel safe. Anyway, dang, it threw me out. What was I saying? I was saying that I don't know what I was saying. I just don't know what I was saying. Um. Oh, there are seasons. There are seasons where you can be stagnant because you are learning something different, right? Like, there are different seasons where people are going through different things in life, and because they are going through different things in life, then that may cause them to be stagnant, which I understand. And so, but if you are just a person where you ain't really accomplished nothing, and I'm looking at your life like you could have accomplished like a lot so far, like, what are you waiting on? Then I don't know. I don't know. But I do really want community, and I do want, friendships, and I do want to have, people around me that I am able to resonate with, and that we help, lift each other up, and we help push each other to the next level. And one thing that I really appreciate about the Wellness Center and the Queen Pole is that she constantly she pours into us. Like sometimes we be like, oh my goodness, we are spoiled because she pours so much love and wisdom and reminders of our, like, we are reminded of our power. We are reminded that if she did it, we can do it if that's what we want to do. And no matter what it is, you know what I'm saying? She's constantly reaching for her goals and constantly, manifesting those goals. And she's just been an example. And I have two women in my life, so Queen Poe being one, but I also have another woman in my life. I don't know these women. Like, I don't personally know them. I just know them via the interwebs. I've never physically had a, conversation with them, one on one. Like, is so needless to say, these women don't know me from a can of paint. But I have two women, the Queen Poe being one of them, that are in my life, you know, and they are very influential women in my life because they have helped me get on this very trajectory that I am on right now. This part of my life where I am showing up consistently, I don't attribute any of my success specifically to any one person, but I do attribute where I am right now to some of the wisdom that I have learned and witnessed through these two women living their lives. One of those women being the Queen Poe. She has her community, in the community we have, these very spiritual, introspective, very esoteric, very hoodoo, witchy, whatever you want to call it, like these different conversations about manifestation, about magic, about energy, about we even talk like just girl stuff, like hygiene and stuff like that. Of course, it's not all women in the group, but it's just very like inspiring. It's inspiring me to be in the community. I'm grateful because I'm getting a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom and a lot of resources, things that I need to put in my tool belt for myself to help me grow and evolve. But at the same time, like, I'm also getting this. I'm getting the motivation. I'm getting the inspiration. I'm getting the reminders that I can do this. Like, and, I don't know if that was this episode or if that was the last episode. I think I might have talked about that. I'm not really sure. But I talked about how, the Queen Poe, she has like these um Q&As, and one of the questions that I asked before was like, one of the questions that I asked was like, do she have any words of wisdom for anybody who wants to get into spiritual entrepreneurship? And I will forever remember and hold like dear to me when she said, you got to let spirit lead. Period. You got to let spirit lead, and you can't worry about the numbers. You can't worry about the algorithm. You can't worry about what's trendy. You can't look at these outside of yourself, very egoic ways of doing things. You have to let spirit lead because, as we know, spirit know better than we know. This can be way bigger than I can ever even imagine. I actually, in which I probably should, I haven't, but I actually have not sat down and really scripted out what I want this podcast to grow into. I haven't. I just keep showing up because that's what I feel that I'm supposed to be doing. I'm moving out of the country. Why? Because that is what spirit is leading me to do. And the reason why I know it's spirit led and not ego led is because the reasons why I'm going this time are very different from the reasons that I was going the last time. Like the last time I went and moved out of the country, it was very ego led. I was running from myself. I was running from my situation. I was running from my circumstances. This time around, I'm going because I know deep down in my soul that there is something out there that is meant for me to help me grow, expand, and develop a deeper relationship and bond with my spirituality. I also know that it is a potential that with me taking this next step, it will help me grow my, what do I want to say, multicultural awareness and mindset, like foreign. If you think about the word foreign, like something that you've never known or seen or, interacted with. I need that part of my psyche to be like massaged. I need that form of my psyche to be massaged. And that might sound egotistical, right? But on a deeper level, this is what I need to get closer to my spiritual self. This is going to teach me how to lean on spirit more than I have ever known how to lean into spirit. See, I really do feel like that we have to give the energy and spirit something to work with, right? Like if we are just staying stagnant, if we're just staying in the box, if we're just doing the mundane, if we're just doing the everyday things day in and day out, we're really not stretching our blessings. You know what I mean? Like we're really not. Like we always blessed, right? Like we always abundant. But to stretch it, to expand, and to say, hey, if I go here and I expand, if I go into this foreign land, I know it's going to expand me. I know it's going to put me in this energy where I have to rely on spirit. Spirit has to step in to take care of me. Spirit has to do this thing. Like we have to give the energy something to work with. I really do believe that. Like, because how else? If you just think about it in terms of energy itself, right? Don't think about nothing else. Think about energy. Think about a box. Think about a box. You operate inside of this box, inside of these four corners of this box. The energy is just in that box. It's just bouncing in that box. Like the energy just bouncing in that box. Boop, 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 boop. Up, down, up, down, up, down, da, 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 to left, right, up, down, left, right, up, down, corner to corner to corner. Step outside that box. Now you expand and now you open up the energetic fields to all other energy, and all of the energy comes and it works with you. Baby, you gotta get it energy, something to work with. Okay, like you gotta get it energy, something to work with. And I think that for me, I constantly, and putting myself in situations and circumstances where I'm like, okay, spirit, it's just me and you. It's just me and you. Like, and I mean, it's no you because we know the energy is just what it is. But, like this relationship that I have learned to develop with my spirituality and with my spiritual self it's just a lot of trust. It's a lot of trust. And so it's also a part of just like, well, why not? Like, why not? Like, if I know for a fact that things are going to work out for me because things are always working out for me, then why not? Like, well, why not? Like, I may as well. I'm curious. I'm a naturally curious person. I want to see what the people are doing. I want to see what the people are doing and how they living outside of this country. I want to see what the people are doing and how they are living outside of this continent. I don't want to go to the other six continents and see how the people are living and how are they doing it. How are they living the life? I want to go see what's up. I want to have the conversations. I want to learn the languages. I want to taste the foods. I want to go in the churches. I want to see you. How are you living your spirituality? What is the name of your God? Who do you have a book? Are you worshiping this God? Like, I want to learn. Like, and that's just, it's always been who I am. Like, that's a soul calling. I know that that is a soul calling because it's like, it's never gone away. I would say that. It's never gone away. It's always been there. I've always wanted to go. I've always been curious ever since I was a kid. And I think that if I would have gotten out more, if I would have had a chance to go more, then I probably would have been in less, situations, in trouble than what I was, as a kid. But yeah. I think I went off on a little rant right then. I honestly don't know what I was talking about before I went off on that rant, but I think that it is what was I gonna say? See, this is the problem when you don't know what you and this is the problem when you don't have a subject that you're talking about. I was going to say, I want to start having people on the podcast, but I'm just asking God to like put me in position, like put me in position to meet the people, to have the conversations, because I think that it will make for a much more fruitful conversation. Of course, if somebody else was here talking with me. But this is kind of just me unpacking, in real time. Um, so last night, we watched the Earth, Wind, and Fire documentary, and we talked about it afterwards in the community, and some of the other things that kind of stood out for me from the conversation were like everybody has the it factor. Like, everybody has the it factor. Some people are aware that they have it, and some people don't know that they have it, but everybody has that quote unquote special thing about them. And it's all about, are you going to work it? You know what I mean? That's why I'm like, I know. So I know that these are things are connected, right? I know that travel is connected to the voice. I know that the voice is connected to the platform. I know that the platform is connected to me being seen. I know that me being seen is connected to spirit. And I know spirit is connected to all, right? And there's this thing about, like, I know for a fact, even if it don't jump off right now, right? Even if it don't jump off 20 years from now, what I'm talking about and what I'm saying, it might not even be for this generation. And that's the thing about it. When I started, asking God what they wanted me to do, when I started asking Spirit, hey, what do you want me to do? When I started learning about my purpose and learning about what my impact is supposed to be during this time, what the thing that kept coming up for me was like, it don't matter. You gotta speak. You have to speak. You have to use your voice, and use your voice, whether that be me actually speaking into a mic or whether that be me publishing a book. No matter what, this is legacy, right? This is legacy building. And that's one of the things we talked about last night. Like, what is the legacy that you're leaving? because that's what came, before, we even talked about it last night. That's what was coming up for me for a long time. Like, it don't matter if I get paid from this right now. It don't matter if I get a chance to sit across from Oprah right now, even though that's one of my desires. It doesn't matter if my book get into Oprah's book club, right now. What I know is that I'm leaving a mark, right? Like, what I know is that I'm leaving a legacy. I know that what I'm speaking and what I'm putting out, and I know that the writing and the books that I publish, they are etched. They are etched into life, like forever, for years and centuries and lifetimes to come. And it might not impact us now, but it could impact the next 10 generations down the line. We are still listening to stuff from Napoleon Hill. We are still listening to stuff from who's another, Wayne Dyer. We are still listening to stuff from Reverend Ike. We are still listening to things from Bob Proctor. And Bob just recently passed away, but we still are listening to things from these great philosophical, beings. And we're still using their principles to this day. We gonna even go back to Jesus. We're gonna go back to Jesus. We're still using that story to this day. We're still using the story of Jesus to this day, right? So it doesn't matter. I don't know who needs to hear this, but it does not matter if you are seen right now, if you are living in purpose, and if you allowed. Okay, so that's what I was gonna say. That was the whole point. Okay, so we're going back. We're going back. I'm being silly right now, but this is just me. Are we going back? That's what she told me. She told me it has to be spirit led, right? Like, she told me that it has to be spirit led. You have to let spirit lead. And if spirit is leading you, that means you are learning to walk in your purpose at that point. And your purpose is not about you. Your purpose is not about you. I know I've said this, in previous episodes, but I'm just going to say it again until you get it. Like, your purpose is not for you. Your purpose is for us. It's for us. The two women that I spoke about, the Queen Poe and the other woman that I'm not going to mention right now. If I did not get into community with these women, if these two women did not cross my time during this time and space, I wouldn't be sitting right here right now talking to y'all, right? It was because they chose to pick up a mic and live in their purpose. It was because they were obedient and they created their communities. It was because they followed their spirit even when they didn't know if it would work. Right? Like, even though they had no idea what it would become, they chose to follow spirit. And guess what? I'm here because of it. I'm sitting on this mic because of it. So if it's anything that, you can walk away with today, it's just do it. Just do it. You got it. Whatever you feel like, and you know what it is. You don't have to go to no astrologer. You don't have to go to get no reading. You don't have to go and have a life coaching session with somebody else. You know. We know. You know what you're supposed to be doing. I promise you, you know what you're supposed to be doing. When I tell you, that's why, a lot of times when it comes to the whole traveling thing, and the fact that I think that some people may think or see or view the way that I live very recklessly, I don't care, because they don't know what I know about myself. They don't know what I know. I'm about to start crying. Y'all. This is why I'm so passionate. I'm telling you, the reason why I'm getting so emotional and why I get so emotional every single time is because this is a part of the purpose. And I know it. And I know it because of that reaction, of because of that emotion of, oh my God, I'm actually doing it. Oh my God, these feelings and these emotions are coming up. I'm about to cry, It's so cool. But when it comes to traveling, like I said, people think that I'm reckless. People think that I'm crazy for moving abroad. They thought that I was crazy for taking my daughter the first time when she was 18 months. People thought that I was crazy and that I was reckless. And because it didn't work, right? Like, all the more reason why they think that I'm crazy and reckless this time around. But they don't know what I know about myself. I'm going to say, you know what it is for you. It's a feeling. Nobody can shake it or take it away from you. Nobody can pry it out of your hands. It is your God given talent. Baby, listen, somebody done gave me a mic. Ain't nobody give it to me. I bought it myself. But listen, when I looked back one day after I realized that me speaking was actually one of my talents and one of my passions and gifts. I looked back at a Snapchat. Y'all know Snapchat go back in the day. I was like, yo, I've been speaking. I've been spitting game for a long time now. Like, I've been doing this. You know what I mean? I've been doing this way before I ever knew that I was doing it. And it's the same thing with me traveling. It might not have always looked exactly how I imagined it would look. I'm just about to go to the next level, right? Now it's time for me to go to next level. When I'm telling you, I'm like, God, I'm leaning all the way into you. Spirit, I'm leading into y'all. Yo, y'all have to have me, you know? And yeah, I just want to say that. And don't ever, think that just because you are in a season where you are having to learn how to pivot, that means that you're not supposed to stay on a trajectory of living in your gifts and your purpose. Right? Like, just because you hit pause, just because you take a break, you're always going to go back to it because it is your calling. You will feel it. You know it. You don't have to have anybody tell you what it is. Okay, I think that's all I got, guys. Until next week. If you are interested in following along with me in my journey, I am doing a 365-day long form content challenge on YouTube. My tag over at YouTube is Alchemy Soul with 2 U's in soul. And you might have to put Marquita after that. MARKITA, because I'm not in the algorithm yet, for real. And it's so interesting because I typed it in the other day on a different page, and another YouTube came up, Soul Alchemy. And then I had to type it in, Alchemy Soul, and I had to type in my name, and then I came up. So I'm still very small over there. This is still very much so just a new platform, everything is new right now. But mark my words, I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to allow myself 365 days of staying consistent and see what happens. I'm excited. I'm excited. And yeah, if y'all interested in following me over there, check me out. If you're interested in doing any work with me, I do Reiki sessions, virtual Reiki sessions, as well as I offer one-to-one consultations. If you're interested in any work, my website is myalchemysoul.com, myalchemysoul.com. Until next week, peace, love, and light, beautiful souls.